Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Restaurant Live. And I have a brilliant chef coming on today, whose name is Francesco Mazzei, and good friend of mine. And there, Francesco Mazzei, we're already on. You are bang on it. So here we go. I can press that, Donna.
Yep. Go live.
And go live with go. Wow, you are on the ball, Mr. Mazzei. Where are you? You'll be here. There you are. Francesco, how are you? How are you? Hello. You've just frozen. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Where are you?
Connection might not be good.
Okay. Can you? Now you've just frozen, Francesco. I'm not quite sure where you are at the moment. So what should I do, Donna?
So if his connection is not good,
yeah,
we can do. Let's do that.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
he's gone. Yeah. Okay.
So let's just ask again. Let's try. Let's send him again.
All right. All this. Okay. So let's. There we are. That's better.
It's better, yeah? Good.
Can you hear me all right? I've got you now.
I can hear you very well, yeah, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, no, I don't know what happened. But look, the most important thing is you're back. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Robert?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really, really well. Did you get your champagne?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. I was the bottle. Thank you. Salute.
Well, hang on.
That was good.
It is beautiful, Francesco. It is honestly, it is one of the best champagnes. I drink quite a lot of champagne, and it's certainly one of the best I've had for a long, long time.
It's really good.
So you would have seen Louis, one of the owners, Rodolphe, is one of the Tattinger family. And
okay.
They gone off and created their own brand called Francesco. Anyway, there's a long history there. We could talk about champagne all afternoon, but let's talk about you, and let's also talk about where we are now. And so this is a very relaxed conversation, Francesco. And I think first of all, I'm going to come to Young Chef and Waiter because I know that's something that you thought about. But we'll come to that in a minute. I think what would be really interesting for my audience, as well as obviously your audience, is a bit about you, a bit about how you've become this very well-known chef, obviously Italian chef, amazing food and the restaurants you're involved, and sort of how you got there. Because I don't know much about your history. I know you, I know where you are, and I know what you've been doing over the last, 8 years or so. But how did you come into London? Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, well, I come from a human family. We didn't have much money when we were little. Dad was working by himself. We had 5 kids. So we start to work in my uncle ice cream and pastry shop. So to make some extra cash.
Right.
Summer to go through the winter.
And whereabouts are we? Whereabouts are you in Italy now? Or here?
South. I'm Calabrese, deep south, from Calabria.
Right.
Very close to Sicily and Puglia. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Nothing works, but it's great. Trust me. I should be. And then basically I start to do my catering college in Calabria as well. And then I've been lucky enough to find a job at the very early age of 18. As soon as I finished my catering college at the Grand Hotel of Rome, where I spent 4 years of my life. And right. After 4 years of my life, they sent me to London.
Okay.
And they offered me a position at the Dorchester. Dorchester those days was a great place to be. So, and I spent 4 years of my life over there. And then I had the chance to collaborate with Alagnao for the opening of Hakkasan Yawacha in London and abroad. Then I opened Franco's for the Ambrose family. I opened St. Albon for Chris Corbett, Jeremy King. And then after all this mix, different experience, I decided to go back to my roots and open a proper, classy Italian restaurant. And I opened this in the city, in Broadgate West, and that was called L'Anima.
I love L'Anima. I thought
that's when people start to think, sorry, bro, talk about Francesco. Basically, I did nothing special, Robert. I was probably one of the best interpreter of the classic Italian cooking, making the best bolognese, the best Milanese, the best fregola seafood, the best of the best. I mean, Robert, Italian cooking is about ingredients. I mean, we don't play much on the plate. We're just about ingredients. We go crazy about ingredients, right? And if you think about Italian cooking, it's like the most expensive dishes in the world is probably, Italian with white truffle. It's 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
So after L'Anima, then after 7 years in L'Anima, we split up with my business partner for many reasons, and had the chance to chat with Des Gewordenen and go in charge of Sartoria in Savile Row. Now, you have to understand, Robert, for a chef like me, running or being in charge of a restaurant in Mayfair is very, very special.
Yeah.
So, and we opened Sartoria. We had the press was mad about it. I don't know what happened again. So we love what we're doing, and it was. You can hear me, yeah? It was a great success. So much success, and then we opened Radici, where I am now, which is a trattoria, and then Fiume in Bazzi Power Station. So at the moment, I'm running 3 restaurants for D&D.
Frank, whilst you go through this, I'm going to try. There's a few questions. So one of the questions was, what was your favorite ingredient? While we'll go through this, we'll do some random questions. Other than white,
it's definitely extra virgin olive oil. Imagine a life without extra virgin olive oil. Boring.
All right. Okay, so that was perfect. So go back to so the restaurant now, and the restaurant is where now?
But so Sartoria is in Mayfair, in Savile Row. You've been there, Rob?
Yeah, I know.
Then Radici is in Almeida Street in Islington, very close to where I live. And then Fiume is in Battersea Power Station, the new development.
Right.
Which is great. Let's hope we can open the doors soon. And fantastic terrace, great location. I love it. I mean, and all 3 restaurants, they got 3 different offers, right? Sartoria is much more fine dining, as you know. Radici is a trattoria kind of style. And Fiume is basically right in the middle in terms of offer, okay? So basically we use exactly the same ingredient for all 3 restaurants, but we cook them in a different way, which we make quite special, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, look, I've obviously been to Sartoria or Sartoria, whatever the terminology is, many times. I came to L'Anima, which I loved. I thought that was a great restaurant.
Yeah.
And your style of cuisine, it's super Italian, but also one of my favorite restaurants in London is Afferrano. What I love about Italian, I love Daphne's, and what I love about Italian restaurants is the family. You get the wine waiter, the head waiter, everyone, the chef, come out. It's the family come and hit you, But it's wonderful. It is just like being in Italy, in an Italian restaurant, wherever it is. I just love the way that you live it, the passion you have for food, as we all do.
Sure.
But there's a certain way the Italians have it. There's no doubt about it, that's the passion. I just saw on your Instagram, you made this incredible sort of bread, like a pizza type thing. You folded it 3 times. I don't know what it was called. I just had a quick look, but I've been doing a bit of flatbread recently, and I just suddenly saw this. It was like a bechamel. It was like a bechamel and onions, but it was like baked.
Which one was it?
It was.
We're cooking every day.
I just saw it. It was something you made, and I really. Hang on a second. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
The ciabatta.
What was it? Might be. It was. Hang on 1 minute. Let's. Well, we're not in a hurry. So we have a nice chat.
I'll shoot you a beautiful champagne in the meantime.
It was this one here. It's Stracciatella.
Pasta straccia. Yeah. Sorry. Pasta straccia is basically a pasta cloth, which Mum used to do back in where you used to be kids. It's quite easy and quick to make.
And you just fold it like.
You just fold it like it's basically like it's just like this, and then just fold it like that, and like that, and then you just bake it in the oven with some bechamel.
Yeah.
And then you slice. And the great thing about this is that you can eat cold as well. So Mum used to do this quite a lot. And then we used to go like al fresco, do a picnic with friends. And that was the snack. you know, quite fulfilling. But it usually was with the ricotta and spinach, vegetarian rather than meat and stuff. But yeah, that was a pretty cool dish. Yeah. Again, simple, like Italian cooking has to be.
And I've been actually doing some cooking online.
Yeah, actually, I was impressed, Robert. Well done. Well done. I said, wow, what is he doing?
When I speak to all you guys out there, listen, I am, I'm beside myself when you guys follow me, because for me, I'm a chef by trade, but I haven't cooked for a long time. But what this period has done for me, Francesco, is it's brought back the passion I have for food, and it's made me think. I mean, I started my first restaurant when I was 24 years old, and I had to really think about, obviously, as every chef does. And then we all get into the mode of just cooking.
Yeah.
And I would always cook for guests. And now, because somebody suggested and we've done it, I've done 58 videos now of different dishes.
Well done, Rob. You don't more than me.
58. And it might be a bechamel, and it might be a French dressing, or it might be a lobster thermidor, or it might be a sausage roll. It doesn't matter.
To be honest with you, if I may, and there's a compliment, Robert, I find your video quite relaxing. You know, some of my colleagues, all right, they try to do too much, and basically the video, it can give you a different perspective of what you do in the kitchen, right? And sometimes chef like me try to do too much, and people say, "Come on, I mean, I just want to enjoy and relax." Actually, you know, to be honest, I really enjoy to see your videos. Relax, no pressure, simple food, things, stuff that people can do at home. I think you're gonna have more follow than I am at the moment, because you're doing very well.
Well, look, this is an amazing compliment. And we should tell everyone that one day we did the gala, and we wanted to do something. You remember, we haven't ever got around to doing that. And of course, these circumstances have happened. But we will do that. We will.
So basically, you were the chef, I was the commie, and who was the washing up guy? A guy called...
I think we had Lisa Snowden doing the wine. I think we had Gizzy Erskine doing something.
Yeah,
involved. I think everyone who bought to come was just going to do something, and we were just going to have fun.
And why not?
And we will do that. We will do that one day. We'll do that. But it's very kind of you to do, you know, to offer the services to the audience.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Then it was a good cause as well. So yeah, absolutely.
It was really brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually, because I'm really into, you know, the other thing this actually that gives me is an opportunity to actually speak to you. You know, to speak to all the chefs. I had a lovely hour or so, or 50 minutes with Jason and Ataturner. We talked about him and his history. We talked about you. I learn more about you guys now than I actually know. I mean, we always meet, we always know each other, we always wave, but we actually get a bit of time to speak. Had a lovely chat to Tom Aikens and Peter Randall, and had some amazing chefs on. And have some, by the way, we've got a really wonderful line of chefs to come. I've got Claire Smith next week. We've got Ching coming on. I've got Thomas Keller coming on.
Great.
So from chefs to chefs, it's quite interesting. And I'm just really happy to be I've always thought that the facilitator, you know, the link, the one to the other. But you know, now we're going through, obviously I know David Lowy very well, who's part of the D&D group, part of Sartoria. And what is the plan now for you guys? Are you all waiting, like we all are, for the guidelines?
Well, yes, we wait for the guidelines, but say that though, I mean, as you know, Robert, I've been cooking, I kept myself very busy. I've been cooking for NHS for the last 2 months.
I was going to ask you in a minute, yeah, but great. Well, tell us about that while we're on that right now. So I've seen that you're doing lots of stuff, and lots of of what we term, you know, the named chefs have been really doing so much for the NHS. And I'm so proud of you guys. Not a lot I can do here, but you guys have restaurants, and it's fantastic.
Well, listen, I've got goosebumps as we're talking now, because honestly, it's a great pleasure. And the feedback we had, Robert, has been phenomenal. And the support we had from normal people, from suppliers, from everyone, has been great. I mean, the other night I was come back home and I find people in front of my door doing applause because I was doing I'm doing a lot of charity. I did the win with Tom Aikens one time in the way. I'm doing Who's Cooking Dinner. I'm doing, I don't even remember, I do a lot. But this one, it felt very, very special because we really give these guys a quality food, right? Basically, the food that we serve to my restaurant, Ishi, we will deliver it to them. and it was absolutely amazing. We can really do something, and we can touch with the hands what we've been doing. And that, it does go a very special feeling to me, I would say.
Yeah.
So, and that was the main thing we did. What we also did, Robert, is we came back in our kitchen. Basically, I never switched off my kitchen at Radici, definitely. And I was keeping doing stuff, new recipe, new idea, new things, and kept my head chefs with me, which they came completely for free for 4 days a week to support that. I mean, this is pretty amazing. There's people with a big heart. And also, we try to understand what the next step could be, which we don't even know at the moment yet. But even with Des and David, we've been talking like 2-3 times a week, all the time, to understand what we're going to do. But of course, if the government doesn't give us the guidelines, and the main thing is the distance, we don't know what to do at the moment. We are prepared, we're ready, we've got the new menus in place, we have lots of time to think about it, but we need some guideline now in order to be ready to start, you know? I don't think I'll open Sartoria until September, that's for sure, because this time of the year, Robert, is very tricky in Mayfair, as you know. It gets quieter, and lots of my staff, they left UK. I mean, at 30% of my staff, they're back to Italy, and they don't want to come back. This is a little problem I've got at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little problem one way. It's not a problem the other way, because we don't need them straight away. But when the September comes, when I open Sartoria or Sartoria, I need to have the very skilled Italian chef. I hope that's not going to become a problem.
Right, right. And actually, when you think about it, you just bring up a point there that we often talk about in the UK, that certainly in London, I mean, a percentage of London hospitality staff, probably 65% would be from either European communities or the rest of the world. So you can't suddenly open 35% of the people you've got left. And these people would have gone home. Maybe a lot of them may have gone home, or a lot of them would be here. But it's a really interesting point. And I speak to David, you know, we do the Zoom call on Tuesday with UK hospitality. And certainly the places in the city, you know, are going to be difficult to open, certainly before September.
Yeah.
Because the city, but now when we call the city, you know, Mayfair and around those areas, you know, how many tourists will be back? Well, they can't come in at the moment. So, but I think we're going to get the guidelines. I believe we're going to get the guidelines on Monday.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well,
but listen, Robert, you know, I think of myself a very happy guy. I'm a happy person, and I want to be positive. And I'm sure it's going to be great when we open back. I mean, I'm talking with my colleagues in Italy, all right? And Italy is 3 weeks ahead in terms of the way they come out from the furlough, the lockdown and stuff. And the restaurants are busy. The restaurants are surprisingly busy. People feels that it's going to come and help you. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be the same in London. And I'm talking with lots of friends, lots of customers. And they say, Francesco, we'll be the first one to come to your place when we open. Now, I hope they're going to do that. But there is a great feeling that people want to go back to restaurant. You know, I want to go out with my wife and do a party somewhere. I want to go for a glass of champagne. I mean, we got this big punishment. I don't know why. I mean, of course, COVID. But people want to go back. People want to have a party again. So I'm sure the restaurant will be as good as before, if not better. We just need guidance, Robert. That's what we need at the moment.
Yeah, well, we hope. You know, I speak with another hat. It's wonderful to speak to you. It's wonderful to do a bit of cooking, but I have the Restaurant Association hat on, and guidance is exactly what we need right now. Whether we're going to be 1 and 2 meters, you know, we're right on that one right now. We're all due to start rolling from July the 4th, that's the date that we're due to get going again. And like you know, I mean, to go, yes, it's wonderful to drink champagne at home. It really is. It's really nice. And it's lovely to cook at home, and it's really nice. Yeah. And I'm going to keep that going. But there's nothing better than being in your restaurant, or you being in somebody else's restaurant.
Exactly.
So I think that the key that seems to be the route for opening is very much on the staffing situation, i.e. staff have got to be safe, which of course they will work under the guidelines of how the staff work. And if the staff are safe, which of course they will be, the customers will be safe.
Exactly.
think from anyone listening out there who are customers, you know, we have to work it. We've got to look after our team.
Absolutely.
Look after our team correctly, you'll be safe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, we try. Yeah, of course. I mean, but again, we just need this the proper guidance. I mean, I understand also for the government it's a bit difficult. We all know. I mean, Italy's still not 100% sure what they're doing, but there has been no back of new cases. It's been well controlled. I mean, if they did in Italy, we can easily do here as well. I mean,
yeah.
with perfect rules, it'll be better now, and I take my responsibility when I say that. But the problem is that we don't know.
Saying hello, by the way, from Argentina. I'm not quite sure whether you know that name there, but if you know that name, he's saying hello from Argentina. I have
no, I don't know, but hey, hi, nice to meet you. Ciao. And he's a bit, I said, unpredictable, but the 4th of July comes pretty quick. So
yeah,
really
really quick. We're just around the corner.
So we need to know in order to be organized, because the way, you know, people probably don't know, Robert, and you do. The rest to run the restaurant is not easy. Actually, the easiest part is cooking, if you know how to do it. Is all the rest is a bit crazy. And
Yeah.
Like the budgets out. I mean, we don't know when we open if you have to put 50% of staff, 30% of staff, 70% of staff. It's a bit unpredictable. So we're gonna start slowly, and then gradually, okay, bring more people in or enlarge the menu and stuff. But it's a hell of a job. It's a tough job, because honestly, we need to reinvent ourselves. That's something we already know how to do it, if that makes sense. It's just unbelievable. That's what
And you can't just, you know, people think, well, I don't know whether people do think, but I'm saying that people do. You can't just go in and open a restaurant. You've got to, you know, first of all, you've got to go through that restaurant with everything, get everything clean. You know, not it's got, but a restaurant hasn't been open for 3 months. It needs an absolute blitz through. Then you've got to get stock again, because you have no food now anymore. You have no, well, you might have some wine sitting around, but you've got to get.
There's someone who says a lot from Australia there. Ciao.
Somebody from Australia, yeah, hello. Everyone, but I love the way
very popular, Robert.
They're all speaking in Italian to you, so they're certainly ciao everyone. So they're very much your followers, which is lovely. But I'm so happy to speak to them all. But yeah, you know, it is it's a big operation, and then you have, you know, the smaller restaurant, but then you got somewhere like, I don't know, Quaglino's or German Gymnasium. These are big menus of the D&D group. You know, to get those rolling again, it's like a trawler. You can't start it and stop it. You know, these are big machines. So, but David is very positive. You know, I speak to David. It's been a pleasure to speak to him every week.
Absolutely.
And I'm really pleased to hear, and you said about Italy sort of bouncing back, is probably not the right term, but coming back, customers coming back. Certainly in Switzerland, it's very busy apparently, I've heard. Switzerland really come back, and Germany and Berlin apparently has come back really full on.
Great.
Where, you know, people, now I think there's some government assistance and other things that are happening. So, you know, each country has a different route, but it is going to be, it's a tricky one, but I'm getting quite optimistic that I think our customers are going to want to come back.
I think so. I mean, again, as I said to you, Robert, I was talking with lots of friends and people, they really want to come back to restaurant. It's not just the fact they want to support us, which is great. I mean, you know, as you start friends or customers, because now good customers, they also become your friends. They come to your restaurant for every single celebration. And they come on Sunday, they come for the birthday, they come for the wedding anniversary. For
day, for any day, it's a celebration.
And they say, come on, let's go, please open, we're going to come and support you. I can say, it's not about me. I'm already open for something else. It's about the government that allow me to open. But I'm confident, Robert, I'm positive that we're not going to go back straight away to the glory we had before. But I'm positive that the rest will get busy. We'll get busier. Of course, if you find the vaccine straight away, then of course the problem doesn't exist anymore. But we have to deal with it. It's been a terrible pandemic, and nobody will expect that. But at the end of the day, now we know where we are and what we're going to do. A few more rules or a way to follow, and I'm sure the rest will go back to to the glory. And again, as me and you, we want to go out, we want to spend money, we want to support, and we want to have a party again, because we deserve a party sometimes. You know?
Be nice, wouldn't it? From Germany, where life and restaurants is almost back to normal. Cheers, Matthew. So there we are. Thank you, Germany.
Right.
This is the world. We got the world. We got the world at our feet here, Francesco. We've got everyone coming on. So one of the things, one of the reasons for talking to you was to tell you and to inform you, and also to make sure that you're involved in our Young Chef, Young Waiter competition, because Young Chef, Young Waiter is a competition that I now organise and have adopted as my passion. I would have talked to you about it. It's 41 years old. We redesigned it and winners of the past are Marcus Waring, Mark Sargent, Nathan Outlaw, etc., etc. Brett Graham, for this sake. So amazing winners of, and then Simon King and Simon Gerling and all these super waiters. So,
sure.
And we redesigned it, replanned, reinvented it, and put a really modern twist on it last year. And so last year we launched it to be online for all the applications, and it's 26 and under for young professionals in every form of hospitality. So it's not all about fine dining. I always say you can be a pub in Yorkshire, or you can be a pub in Cornwall, or you can be contract catering in Newcastle, 3 Michelin star restaurant. It covers everybody in hospitality. And the secret of this, Francesco, which we did last year, and it's become sort of the perfect competition at the perfect time, is because the whole 90% of it is online.
Wow. So you were well ahead already.
Yeah, we send to all the judges online. The judges look at it. I want you to be a judge as well, which would be fine. But I mean, you know, I don't think.
Be honor.
We're building and building and building such a lovely brand, and it's going to go into much more. I won't go into all that today, but and the idea is that because chefs had so little time, that I thought, well, they're not going to, you know, we need you to come and judge something. Okay, well, God, okay. I've got this competition, this one, I've got to do that. When am I going to fit this in, you know? But it's difficult to say no, but, you know. So we decided that we would create this competition that would be application online, judging online. So we send maybe 10 chefs to one judge, to another judge, to another judge. They come back. And the only bit we do is a 2-day final right at the very end. That's it.
Perfect.
And we now have till November. We've got loads of time. We've had amazing support from great brands. I'm working with, I want to get the fork on. Patrick, if you're watching, I want the fork on, which was Book a Table. I want them to support it, and I think they will. But the other thing we've got now, Francesco, which I did, was Mercedes are sponsoring this or supporting this. And Mercedes have now said that they will give a Mercedes to the winning chef and the winning waiter. Now,
I'm sorry. I'm Maserati brand ambassador. I'm not gonna get that.
You're just above 26. You're just out of it. Only just.
That's
now,
great.
You get it for a year, by the way. Everyone is. But how good a prize is that?
It's great. It's great.
Great prize. So, and now that really opens up doors. So now we have a competition running. It's online. Nobody's going. So, you know, for me now, it became so much more significant because we have our young talent. You have your young chefs, your young waiters from 3 restaurants. D&D have 40 something restaurants.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna forward someone to you. That's for sure, because it's very, very important. And also to give these guys now this the right motivation, especially in this timing now. But the great thing is that you were way ahead already. With this online thing, so basically it worked out pretty well for you, even with this pandemic.
Well, it wasn't.
That's it, Robert.
Well, we didn't do it. It wasn't to be pandemic proof, but it's become that way. Yeah. And we're the only real competition. We're certainly the only competition with chefs and waiters running right now. But you know, for me, yes, it's worked out well in that way. But it's worked out well for our young chefs and waiters, because right now they're sitting at home, they're sitting on the sofa. I want them to be motivated. I want them to be engaged. I want them to just look forward of what's going to happen. And now they can enter a competition right now while they're sitting at home. And for me, that was the key, you know.
Yeah.
It was always a key I always have this vision. I've always wanted to look for the future. We all have to look to the future, you know. One day
now, especially now, yeah.
One day you'll be as old as Albert Roux. We all will be. Still going.
Still got my hair here.
Knowing him. And but you know, tomorrow's stars are out there.
Yeah.
And I've been so pleased with Rich Henderson, who won ours, and Alessandro, a wonderful Italian waiter. He came from, where did he come from? But he's working at the Dorchester now. But he was brilliant, and they've been ambassadors to our competition. And what we also do, Francesco, is we make them ambassadors of the competition, but they judge as well. So our winners will
That's
judge.
very clever.
So we keep it all, keep the family.
That's very clever. I mean, they feel already part of it, which is fantastic.
Be part of it now, yeah. And so how have you kept, you know, you have a lot of staff within your 3 restaurants, and then D&D have theirs. So how have you kept them all motivated? How have you kept engaged with them all?
Well, I mean, now it's been quite difficult. As I said, I did lose quite a few because they went back in Italy because it is what it is, what it was. But again, my head chefs, they're all here and they cooking with me in HS. And then I rotation, I've got the chef de partie, they come every single day of the week. For example, I go one Thursday, one Friday, one Saturday. Then we do this Zoom group where we talk to them about if you do a new dish, okay, they know exactly which the new dish is. And as much as I can in my free time, I show them how to do this dish as well. And I ask them to try at home as well. And then we got fantastic feedback, actually. We, of course, like anyone else, we've been baking like crazy at home 3 or 4 times a day. Sourdough and pizza and pasta and focaccia. And
oh, sourdough.
I mean,
I haven't done sourdough yet. We start it, and then we leave it, and we leave it, and we leave it, and then by the time I go back, oh, it's too late now. You know?
Exactly, it takes 6 to 9 hours. No, but I have to say that also the wife or the girlfriend or the partners, they get very involved with the kids on the cooking, which I find fascinating. So you see, cooking can make people together at the end of the day. It can, you know, at the end of the day, you're gonna stay home and you got time to do stuff. That's what I keep saying to the guys. So to do a good things or bad things, it takes exactly the same time. So do proper. And the result of some of the dishes, Shema cannot show you, was quite impressive, quite impressive. And these guys, they start to cook. It is a big compliment to UK. The most amazing dish with British produce, because we get everything what available. We couldn't have mozzarella or burrata because there's no supply. So they came with the most amazing thing, things like carbonara with aged beef, bolognese with aged beef, or the carbonara with goose eggs. It's been phenomenal. So, yeah. I mean, it's been a great exercise, and it was the good way to keep ourselves together. That's for sure. Keep the boys motivated. But now let's really hope we can go back to the kitchen and do where we are best at, you know? Yeah.
It has been, and again, what you said, it's been fascinating how this time, I mean, we have to try and be positive about everything that we've been through, you know? You can sit there and moan about it, or you can sit there and think, well, this has given me an opportunity and the time, and it's given me the time to fall in love with food again. But whilst I'm cooking food, and whether I was doing, I did a tomato, a beautiful selection of tomato. I wanted to use some burrata, but I couldn't get any.
Yeah.
So Paolina, my dear girl, sent me some incredible. The
other day you did what was that the cheese toast? Or what was it?
I did bechamel.
Oh, that was good, man. That was good. I say.
Oh, I did them. Okay, so even on a bechamel, I thought, you know, I'm going to go back to the days when I started, and when we did an onion cloute, you know, onion studded with cloves and all that.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, I haven't done that. When do we have time to do that?
Yeah.
I haven't done that for 30 years, 40 years, who knows, you know. But I've just loved the way I think about food again. Yeah. And I've loved my passion for food again. And I've loved my passion as a chef. But I hope if I can portray a little bit of how the love for food is in a very easy way.
Yeah.
In a very relaxed way. Look, with a glass of champagne, you know, and a dog's barking in the background and everything else, you know. There's one here, look. This is one of the naughty ones, look.
Hey, ciao. Bellissimo.
This is one of the naughty ones.
His name or name?
This one, what, did you say what his name?
Yeah, or her name.
This one is, the dog is a Chihuahua, but this one is Fernando.
Fernando. Woo! Ciao, Fernando.
He's gone to sleep again. They don't do anything.
I have to say, I'm not saying this because you're there. I mean, I find your cooking very relaxing. I mean, as I said, I mean, it's pleasure. It's nice to be the other side of the barricade, okay? And to see someone who cooks with, you know, not because he wants to show off, because look how good I am, or just because he enjoys doing it. That's refreshing, you know. That's refreshing because, you know, we're gonna show how good we are because you're a chef. You're very proud. You just think like, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna enjoy doing. It tastes good. I've got my glass of champagne there. I'm relaxing. So it gives you the peace, you know, which is, you know, well done to you. Well done to you.
Well, thank you. I mean, this is about, look, I can't tell you how happy you've made me. I had a call from my, here we are. Somebody said, I'm a big fan of your cooking skills and I've seen all your tour cooking recipes. So I believe you've done a tour on some recipes. I hope that's you because I haven't done a tour. But
by you, Robert, definitely.
I had one of my dear friends, my mentor is Richard Shepherd. My mentor is Richard Shepherd, who 40 years at Langhams, you know. I mean, he said to, I won't tell you what he says because he swears all the time. In short, he said, I quite like your videos. So,
that's it. Big compliment then.
I said, if you like my videos, Richard, I am over the moon. Because
but you know why, Robert? Because, you know, there's so many videos. And you believe or not, most of those at the same time. I don't know for what reason. Okay. And, you know, you scroll them down, all of them. And then you go to yours and say, oh, let's see what Robert does. Because it's refreshing to see you cooking, right? You usually do it at the start. So I said, oh. And in the beginning, I said, what's going to do now? And then you see the results and say, oh, that's cool. I mean, people get inspired for this because he makes it so simple.
And I'm not under the pressure of you guys. I'm not under pressure like you. I mean, the only thing I did, and the only thing I've ever had any more, I wouldn't say criticism, but I've had more. I did a carbonara. And I did one, and I did it with some cream, and
come on, Robert, just give you a compliment, right?
I know, but what I said I do to everyone who watches, I said, I'm going to do it my way. I've done it so many different ways, and this is the way I like it. And of course, you know, that because it's Italian and everything, oh my God. But what I was going to say was, it sort of gives me free rein to do whatever I want to do, because I'm just doing what I want to do my way. I'm not trying to do a beef bourguignon exactly that way. I'm not trying to do a carbonara or something.
Yeah, which is the way you should be, really, Robert. I mean, you have to enjoy. I mean, you don't cook for a profession. Just cook because you love it, and it gives you pleasure. So, if you like with cream or with garlic or whatever, I mean, as soon as you enjoy, it's fine.
I
never do that. Yeah, it's a different story.
I think I threw the lot in there. But it does not. It really tastes nice. Let me tell you.
I'm sure, and nice and cream as well.
With cream, yeah. So. Look, it's been brilliant to talk to you.
And me, Robert.
And thank you for all the work you've done for the NHS. That's fantastic.
That's the best thing I did this year. That's for sure.
And somebody Namaste from Nepal. We have gone from Argentina, Nepal. Where have we been?
Yeah.
We've been everywhere today.
Good.
So, that's fantastic. It's an absolute pleasure to see you.
But Robert, it's been a pleasure for me as well. And if you need any help with the young chef or whether you do, let me know. I'll be honored to be part of it. And it's always great to talk to you and keep cooking. You're doing very well, Robert.
Okay, look, Francesco, wonderful.
Grazie.
Thank you some stuff. Thank you, Frey. We love you.
Grazie. Thank you. Arrivederci. Ciao, Robert. Ciao, guys.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.